Um, oh, Disappointed. We got a lot of things right. They were a good side, but we got enough wrong that they deserved the win, and you can't do some of the stuff that we did today and expect to beat good sides. And we've known where we're at, need to improve, need to keep getting better. We feel like we continually doing that, but the very best sides put you away when you make mistakes. And we turned the ball over 10 times in our defensive 50. We couldn't score from our own sort of forward 50 stoppages and things in the late part of the game where we had chances, and you're going to have to take more chances against quality, and we couldn't do it.
You put the kicking efficiency down to today, so it would be uncharacteristic for you guys.
Yeah, it was a little bit blustery, but it didn't seem to affect their kicking too much. So, I think hopefully it's an outlier, but our skill level, we sort of, when you play, your game style sort of relies on hitting the kicks that you think you should, and then the amount of times that we're caught offside because of just blatant clanger errors. I mean, they're the right errors. If you're gonna lose a game, I'd rather lose by skill error than by non-compliance to game plan or being unpredictable to teammates, all those things. So if you're going to losing because of skill, if that's one of the things that you're losing, it's probably on the better end of the spectrum. But you're not going to win a lot of games kicking the ball the way we did tonight.
First 4 weeks, that was your greatest strength. How difficult is it coaching when your greatest strength is causing you downfall?
I'm not sure that was our greatest strength. I think maybe there was a bit of media brought up about the kicking skill, but I'm not sure that was legitimate. I think we've kicked the ball okay for the season, and you don't want to be a team that relies on elite kicking because that's a hard way to play. I think there were some other parts of our game. Our pressure factor was 2 for the game, which is pretty high. Our tackles were really high after a bit of a slow start. I thought clearances looked a bit better in the game today, and we had a couple of players who probably got themselves back into a little bit of form, so that was pleasing. But Geelong are a good side, and you need to play at your best to beat them, and we couldn't do it.
How would you assess some of the big matchups today? Weddle, Dangerfield, Battle, Cameron, on box office matchups?
Yeah, I didn't see the crowd numbers, but it felt like there was a lot of people here, and I don't think anyone went home disappointed by the spectacle. There was certainly some good one-on-one matchups, and thinking about both teams, I imagine the votes are reasonably hard to give. It was quite an even contribution from, I don't know who our 5 best players were, and I couldn't really tell you who their 5. It wasn't like there was one thorn in our side for either team, I wouldn't think. I think both teams had pretty even contribution, which is what the best teams generally have. And, we probably had a few key moments where if we could have taken them, we could have got a bit more scoreboard ascendancy, but in the end, we just couldn't quite peg them back.
What did you make of the Connor Nash incident? Obviously, looks in a bit of trouble.
My understanding, and I didn't go back and watch a replay, but when a player comes off, was he confirmed concussed yet? So as soon as a player comes off concussed, then that's going to go to the MRO, and not for me to get involved in.
From your assessment, did it look like it affected him at all?
His numbers certainly dwindled after that, and it's a bit of a difficult one for me to say without having spoken to him. But I'll let the process do what it does.
What about Smith and Impey with the ball in the face?
Yeah, I actually didn't know. I noticed that that Bailey was getting booed after that, but I actually didn't see the incident. I didn't realise why. So can't help you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah. So, Sam, just haven't spoken since the Jack Denman decision. Can you talk us through that decision to leave him out this weekend and how he responded yesterday?
Yeah, really pleased with how we responded. We obviously got Connor McDonald back availability wise, and that a bit of a similar type. Obviously, Connor's been really important for us and is an important part to our game. And Jack, sort of wasn't bouncing along as well as we'd like Jack to play. So we decided, the best thing for him in his long term would be to have a run around at Box Hill, which he did, and he performed really well. He had kicked a few goals and got a bit of the footy and looked a more vibrant, version of himself, which is what we're after. So pleased he responded really well.
You happy with the bounce back from Nabi on the shoulder this afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, Marms has probably been, he shoulders a pretty heavy load, being the only genuine tall in our front half at the moment. Hopefully, get Kelsher back playing some minutes in the next week or two, so that'll look to help him in the short term. But at the moment, he's been doing a lot for us. I'm glad that he was able to get a bit of scoreboard today, a bit of reward for effort. He does work really hard on his craft, and he is trying very, very hard. I know every now and then it looks like he's not, but from our point of view, the amount of chasing and defensive work that he does for a 6'6" forward is first class. So I'm glad he was able to hit the scoreboard today.
Nash is suspended, so is Henry Huswaite the one that's ready?
You're way too early for me to get any selection news. So the game finished about 7 minutes ago. So I'll let you know selection on Friday.
Dylan Moore right after his head knock where he copped the...
Yeah, a few stitches. I think he's fine.
Let's take one more, guys. He'd be concussed, so you follow that outcome. Do you coaches basically concede when a player is concussed that that's the process that's going to go down?
Yeah.